Hello everybody and welcome to this week's episode of the Wild Eye Diaries. I hope you guys have had an incredible week wherever you might be and that you enjoy this episode of the diaries that we've put together for you. Now, as you would have seen in the last few episodes, there's been a lot of content coming from the field, and especially for our Great Migration Safaris, it's been a phenomenal season so far. There's been fantastic sightings and everyone is really enjoying the new look and feel of our new Wild Eye Mara camp. Now, to start this episode off, we're going to go back to the Mara where Trevor, Mike, and then also a new face of the Wild Eye Diaries, Grant Marcus, is also there in the Mara at the moment hosting our week 7 of the Great Migration Safaris. Now, I mentioned Grant is a new face to the Wild Eye Diaries, but definitely not a new face from a Wild Eye point of view. Grant, every year Grant hosts at least 1 or 2 weeks of our Great Migration Safaris. And then for those of you who have been on our Madikwe photo safari, you would have probably met Grant and I'm sure you would have had an amazing experience with him. But let's catch up with the guys in the Mara, let's see what they got up to. So here's Trevor, Mike and Grant straight from the Mara.
Hello everybody and welcome to this week's episode of the Wild Eye Diaries. Myself, Trev and Grant, who you'll see shortly, are currently in the Masai Mara hosting our 7th week of the Great Migration Safari. But this time around it's a little bit different, and the reason why I say this is because it is not really a photographically driven week, if I may. Most of our guests in camp are either friends or family, and they're just here to have a very good time, enjoy a different experience because they're very used to safaris in South Africa, so they opted for an option to come and enjoy time in the Masai Mara. But myself, Grant and Trevor are still here hosting them, facilitating them and standing in as a normal guide would. We are still also offering our photographic services for some of the ladies that are interested, but it is also great to experience this area a bit differently now and actually guiding as a guide would, more than focusing mainly on the photographic side of things. But Trev's going to give us an update as to what we've seen so far, so over to you.
Cool. Hi guys. So we arrived in the Mara yesterday, and it's been relatively successful so far. About 5 minutes into our first drive we saw a leopard. We've seen a couple of lions, but obviously being a migration week we're trying to get the herds crossing the river. And at the moment, flying into the Mara yesterday, we could see a number of wildebeest herds and zebra herds along the Tanzanian border, so relatively far away from the river. But we do have news from the guys in the Mara Triangle. They went into the bigger part of the reserve a couple of days ago, and there's a nice large herd of wildebeest that are on their way in this direction. So holding thumbs in the next day or two that they will move this way. This morning though, we did find a large herd of zebras that are starting to build up. So holding thumbs, it's still, they're still building up. Hopefully they'll do more during the course of the day. And this afternoon we're going to head straight there and see if we can get any action. So holding thumbs, but yeah, over to you, Grant.
Brilliant, thank you for that, Trev. And we have Grant back in camp alongside Dixon Sakaya. It's good having Grant back in camp, hey Dixon?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Good stuff. Have you missed him?
I miss him. Is it now?
too.
Yeah. Why you just go like that and then you come back again?
Yeah, but I came to visit you again this year, so
Yeah,
it's my
that's fine.
first time here in the new Mara camp. When we drove in, when you drive in from the main road, you never expect to have a camp here at all. You can't even see it. And getting here with the warm welcome of the Wild Eye staff, it was just unbelievable walking in, seeing big media tent, big dining room tent, the new lounge area with the bar. What an upgrade. And the side of the river where you're sitting and having a view of all the hippo, deep water, sounds, and then you walk up to the rooms on both sides of the camp. The rooms are very well situated and well spaced out as well. Amazing privacy for the guests and all the upgrades in the tent, double bed, the showers, new toilets, flushing toilets in camp. Amazing. I'm sure the guests would love that. And yeah, blown away by the new camp.
Brilliant, good stuff. Sakaya, thank you for everything so far, and we look forward to the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And
Thank you
what's the
very
plan for this evening?
The plan for this evening is just we want to go and serve our people We have a dinner away from the camp in the bush. We have a bright today evening hours, and hopefully if there is no any rain can stop us or can change our idea. But if there is no rain, that's our plan for this evening. And also we are so much happy the way we handle our people up in this new camp. It's a new site for us. We enjoyed a lot because a lot of damages of breakages, we stop it. So thanks, and I'm very happy to see you guys. We are together. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Cheers,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Cheers. Cool.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Now, a question we get asked a lot on safari is what lens to take, if you should shoot prime lenses or zoom lenses. Now, Alistair is going to give us his comparison where he sort of compares fixed focal lenses compared to zoom lenses. I think there's a lot of value in that, but let's see what Alistair has to say.
Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Wild Eye Diaries hosted by Johan. Johan has recently got back from 2 back-to-back weeks in the Masai Mara, and I'm off to the Mara on Tuesday next week. So for those of you that follow us closely would know that the Great Migration season is an incredibly busy time for us all in the office. But I've spent the last 3 weeks in the office, and that's allowed me some time to catch up on emails and most importantly make contact with guests about some upcoming safaris for the rest of the year. And also something that I really like to do is write blogs. And the most recent one is one that I shared yesterday on the difference, or at least those things that you should consider when looking to invest in new camera gear and specifically in lenses. And I touch on a lot of the differences between prime or fixed focal lens as well as telephoto zoom lenses. And that also led me down the rabbit hole, as it were, discussing teleconverters and how they affect lens performance and image quality, and therefore the difference between adding a teleconverter between your lens and your body versus actually getting a crop sensor body to mitigate that difference between the two. So I go into quite a lot of detail, although not too much technical, so I hope a lot of people will be able to understand it. I have encouraged at the end of the blog that for those people that didn't understand everything that I was talking about to make contact with me directly, and I'll be happy to help you. But ultimately, it's a decision that I've faced recently in terms of whether to stick with the telephoto zoom or to go for a more kind of image quality focused decision and go prime lens, which I have done. And so I'm right at the forefront of that decision. So I'd like to help people that may be facing the same decision, either to go telephoto zoom and the various benefits thereof. I'm not saying go prime over telephoto. By all means, that both of them have their advantages and disadvantages, so I discuss all of those in great detail. And then of course the age-old debate about teleconverters and their pros and cons as well. So Johan's going to insert the link to the blog after or perhaps during this chat, and please go check it out, give it a read, and if you'd like, submit your comment and I'll reply to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, hit me up on Instagram in a DM and we can chat about certain lens purchases that you might be facing. But cheers for now.
Brilliant stuff, Alistair. Thank you so much for that. Like I mentioned, a lot of value in there. And if you guys would ever like to discuss these kind of things with us, please get in touch with us. And especially also lenses according to destinations. Feel free to send us a DM on Instagram or send us an email. Our emails are down at the bottom if you would like to get in touch with us. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be hearing from Jerry or Andrew this week. Jerry is currently in Turkey. He's on a bit of a well-deserved break. And Andrew is at Chitaki and Mana Pools. And I am super excited to hear what he has to say when he gets back. This is a private guided safari that Andrew is doing, which is also another offering that we give to our clients. And just to explain the difference to you guys just briefly, we've got scheduled safaris. Now, those are the ones that you see on our website. It's fixed dates, fixed number of people, fixed price, and those, as I mentioned, those are the ones you see on the website. But if you would like to travel to any of these destinations and the dates don't work out for you, we can do a private guided safari. So that means you still have a Wild Eye guide with you, but we customize the dates for you, and we can also customize the destination for you. You won't have to stay at the particular camps that we stayed during our scheduled departures. So it's basically all customized according to your needs. What you like to focus on from a photographic point of view, what level of luxury you would like from a lodge perspective, and also the duration. If you would like to stay longer or shorter than the trips that we advertise on our website, then we can do that for you as well. Guys, that is pretty much it. It's a short one this week. As I mentioned, the guys are all very, very busy, either planning for safaris or on safaris, but we will definitely catch up with you guys again next week. I'm heading to, where am I going? Kruger, Camp Shavu, next week Friday. So I will most likely catch up with you guys while I'm on the road, and then hopefully some great updates coming from the field. Guys, as always, thank you so much. If you've traveled with us in the last few months, thank you, we really appreciate it. And if you're looking to travel with us in the future, please get in touch with us, and we would love to hear from you and create a memorable safari experience for you. Guys, until next time, have a good one. Cheers.